Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Our temperatures right now at 6:30 on this Tuesday morning, much cooler across parts of the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. We've got 40s and 50s spilling into parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. We've got 50s and 60s making their way into parts of the Northeast. Again, as we start to funnel a lot of cool air from the Canadian Prairie down into parts of the central U.S. and the mid-Atlantic region. Now, as we look at the satellite and lightning picture, we do have some thunderstorm activity making its way out of the Northeast. We had some rumbles overnight across parts of New York, on into New Hampshire, Vermont, and coastal portions of Massachusetts into Maine. Right now, we just got some cloud cover and some showers making their way out of the region right now. Much of the thunderstorm activity has faded during the overnight and early morning hours. So we look at precipitation over the last 72 hours, pretty scattered across the region. We had western and central Pennsylvania, pretty much missed there. Portions of western New York, southern Pennsylvania getting into New Jersey, southern portions of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts picking up some significant rainfall, and then hit or miss across New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. We're going to be pretty quiet as we head through the next few days. We've got the risk of those showers moving on off to the east as we head through the rest of the day today, but then no severe weather risk, no thunderstorm chances as we head through the next 48 hours following that. Through Wednesday and Thursday, we're looking at the next 3 days of severe weather outlooks, just a marginal risk to be found across parts of the Intermountain West and the High Plains. Now, as we look at the next 7 days of total precipitation from the National Weather Service, again, relatively light across the Northeast. You have to head well off to the north across the northern portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine to get north of a half an inch. Otherwise, we're looking at very light, mostly dry conditions across the Northeast as we head through the rest of the week. And that is largely because we've shut down the Gulf of Mexico across our region. We've got a large surface high making its way across the Great Lakes, across the Midwest, flow coming around that out of the north, and again, just shutting down the Gulf of Mexico here. So we're not going to get that northward transport of moisture, that warm, humid air mass tapping into systems coming over the top of that ridge. Instead, very quiet conditions as we head through the next few days. We're looking at the precipitable water plot. So this is a moisture content within the atmosphere, and where you see the deeper red colors, that's where you get the top of the scale, the much more humid air mass, kind of along and south of that line here. Again, we continue to pump a drier air mass around that ridge into the Northeast, into the eastern Corn Belt, and that is the region for the drier forecast. Of course, we don't have the moisture there to tap into these systems and to bring us the shower and storm activity, and that's going to be the case as we head through the end of the week. You can look at the date up here, getting into Friday and Saturday. We start to kind of return the flow from the Gulf of Mexico as we get to the other side of the weekend, perhaps into early next week. And so really looking at the next 5 to 7 days, they're going to be quite dry. It's been very unstable from the northern plains into the Great Lakes over the last several weeks, going back to July, very stormy conditions. But again, as we look at the instability plot heading through the end of the week, a very sterile environment through this corridor that is just simply not going to be supportive of thunderstorm activity. You have to head off to the Canadian Prairie, parts of the far northern plains. Let me go ahead and circle that in a different color here, or down toward the Gulf Coast, the mid-Atlantic, to tap into a much more warmer and unstable environment. So over the next several days, we'll look at the high-resolution NAM model. Our first system takes off to the east. We'll see the chance for widely isolated shower activity this afternoon. Then looking at dry conditions as we head through Thursday, total precipitation between now and 1 p.m. on Thursday. Again, anything that's going to be significant is going to fall here over the next 18 hours or so before we head into a much drier stretch to end the week. The European model, this will take us a little bit deeper into the weekend. Again, looking for the widely isolated shower activity over the next 24 hours or so. We'll be dry then as we head through Thursday. Perhaps a couple showers in the north on Friday afternoon and evening, northern New York, New Hampshire, and Maine. Vermont also in there. Same thing as we head into Saturday. We'll get deeper into the weekend, though, and this is when we may see a chance for more organized shower and storm activity to be reintroduced across parts of the eastern Corn Belt, the Great Lakes, and the Northeast region, but nothing significant showing up at this point between now and the next 7 days. So total precipitation as we head through the next week or so from the European model. Again, much of this has already fallen or is falling now. It'll be ending as we head into the day tomorrow. We'll be dry then Thursday, dry Friday, maybe a chance for some showers across the far north. We're taking it all the way into Saturday now. Pennsylvania's still bone dry at this point between now and Saturday. And then at this point, we lose some confidence, lose some certainty, but it looks like maybe we start to reintroduce scattered showers and storms as we head into the weekend and early next week. At any rate, between now and Sunday, 7 p.m., the chance of getting half an inch or more of precipitation from the European model, the probability of total precipitation being more than half an inch. Again, very dry across the Corn Belt into the Great Lakes, the eastern Corn Belt, and into the Northeast. You have to head well off to the north across far northern portions of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine to find anywhere that's going to get more than a half an inch. And again, a lot of that falling over the next 24 hours. So the point is, looking at a dry and quiet next 5 days across the Northeast region with temperatures in the 70s today and tomorrow, keeping those low to mid 70s in place on Thursday, but warming up slightly as we head into the weekend. 80s will become more commonplace by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday.